We at VINLEC have been in existence for over 60 years. However, electricity was being provided before that time. And the electricity company has produced a paper bill over this period of time, which normally contains several pieces of information for our customers. It has the consumption, it has the dates that the readings were taken up by our readers in the field. It also gives you the rate of the electricity and what are the associated charges. However, over this period of time, we currently would have been producing somewhere in excess of 45,000 bills on a monthly basis. So this is a production that happens from January to February rollover in the preceding year. This process, our undertaking, has several steps, and it includes the access to paper, the printing of the bills, the sorting of the bills, the distribution of the bills, and eventually delivery of bills through postal service or hand delivered by our agents. Now, over time, the company has been undertaking various levels of efficiencies, and internally, on a business-to-business arrangement, we have already been undertaking digital means of transmitting data from the electric utility to different partner companies. And in this process, we have been exploring also the delivery of electronic notification of bill data. This has been undertaken for quite a while now. So a person would receive an electronic notification that would have been sent to them. It would have the cost or associated charges, what is the outstanding balance, and the due date. Now we are seeking to transition upwards towards having your full bill being available to you digitally. At this point, we are undertaking this exercise effectively from the 1st of May to do a transition to a fully paperless transaction where you can receive your electronic bills. Now, in part of this process, we are seeking for our customers, occupiers of home, businesses, to receive in a more timely way what their bill is. So once the billing is run, our system updates overnight. Essentially within a few minutes time after that particular activity occurs, a person would receive their bill. It's timely. It also allows for persons who would want to save on their electronic device that bill. For businesses, they may save in their archives for their accounting space, and for private persons, they may have a particular location, whether for any other transactions such as payments, banking, etc. They want to do their budgeting, they will have that space in which they can store on their devices their digital bill. As it is currently, the paper bill would have to be in a folder occupying space, or persons thereafter may choose to dispose of them. In the digital space, as you seek to, let me say, make space or room on your digital device, you would decide to delete them at a certain point in time. So effectively, as we draw to the 1st of May, we're undertaking an exercise to inform our clientele, our customer base, of this activity. There are a number of means in which you would be able to bring this data to our attention, and I would just want to mention them essentially. One is our website, which is www.vinlec.com. One is our email, which is customer services with an S at the end at vinlec.com. One is our telephone contact, 45-61701 extension 236. Or if you walk in person, you can actually engage someone for that data to be collected. Essentially, when you submit the data, we would require you to have the account number, the name on the account, and also a telephone number, and definitely that email address. What we would want to also inform you is that as of this month, we will be attaching a notice to all bills outgoing. So each particular account holder will receive a notification indicating our move, our transition to the digital space for paperless bills, along with the contact information as to how that information can be submitted to us. So we anticipate that there are likely to be persons who may not have immediate access to an online platform. We would work with persons. We will encourage at this stage, given that we're having a 2-month window prior to May, that such persons reach out to a trusted party within their household or within their neighbor. And that doesn't mean their immediate neighbor, just they may be friends and family who may already have an existing email address. And this party can either one of two options we will encourage. Either A, this person receives the bill on that person's behalf and then make the information available to the occupant, householder, the account holder. Or they can set up an email account with the intent to transition that person once they have online access. In such a case, then they can then change their password later on. In the other cases where Granny is somewhere in the village and Granny may not have anybody who such can do that, we will work with such individuals as time presents itself to see that we can get to an amicable solution. So we began collection and updating our customer database on an ongoing basis when persons come into the office for perhaps the last 3 to 4 years. And through that means we would have been updating contact numbers and where we could access emails. Now, naturally, when a person comes to the office, it's not natural that they may be consistently aware of what the email address that they have. Persons may not remember their telephone number or their vehicle registration number. So what would have happened is that we would do the update on the system, and persons otherwise would then email us that contact information as we have on our platforms, the reach out to communicate with us such information. Once that has been input into the system, in the next billing cycle, the person were getting their e-notification. Now, it's a new transition for many persons. It's something that it's not perhaps an area that they would naturally would have been inclined to think about. So we want to give some persons time to be familiar with and so work towards a position where we can have that data comes into us. Okay. We have installed 2 automatic paying machines at the VINLEC main office in Paul's Avenue, and just recently we would have commissioned one at the E.T. Joshua Center, and that is to facilitate direct payment options. When you go to the machine, it's the reverse of an ATM. It takes paper money, not coins, and it takes checks. So once you make your payment there, automatically that payment, just like going to the cashier, is updated on your system. It's a space we would want to encourage persons to use to reduce the backup that you often would find when you go into the line. And it's a step that I would say 3 to 4 steps. You put in the money, you put in your account number, you actually then confirm this is the amount that you've paid, and you get a receipt. And you can set it up in inputting the data that it actually sends your receipt digitally via email, or it can give you a notification via the phone. So that is a means in which persons would have greater accessibility to make a payment than standing in the line. But essentially, the paperless bill is intended to get a more efficient way to get the bill. How are you going to store your bill, retrieve your bill? If you come for a service, you can show it, because most persons may or may not be coming for a particular service with information that shows who is their account. So that would allow you to walk with your digital device, or if you would copy it from your digital device and put it on a paper to bring it. So at the E.T. Joshua Center, what you have is during the opening times, which are Mondays to Fridays, 8 to 5, once the center is open in any business day, the kiosk will be available for use. Naturally, there would be periodic times in which we do our check-off, and at those windows would be fairly short, perhaps 15 minutes, and that timing is naturally unannounced for security purposes. But otherwise than that, you can access the center at the kiosk at the center, my apology. However, at the main office, you will be able to access it Mondays to Fridays, starting from 7 in the morning up to 5 in the afternoon. You would be able to access the kiosk at the main office. Okay. This exercise of the data collection is a collaborative one with Central Water and Sewage Authority. Our sister utility is undertaking a similar exercise, and to be effective and so that the customer often not see two parties, we are collaborating with the information regarding contact numbers and email to be shared with our sister utility, and therefore we don't have the doubling of efforts. And where we are undertaking an initiative to get feet on the ground, get out there on a person-to-person basis, we will further make some announcement as time go by in a collaborative way between both organizations. I'd just like to share with our customers and the general public areas in which you can make payments. We have our payment partners, which include the banks, Bank of St. Vincent, Republic Bank, St. Vincent Cooperative Bank, First St. Vincent Bank, along with the credit unions at GECU, all branches. We have the Kingston Credit Union and at Mariker branch, and we have St. Vincent Teachers Cooperative Credit Union at Barley branch. So payments can be made there, along with at Building and Loan and also at the post office, their branches. Also, however, I'd like to share with you that you can make online payments with an arrangement you would make with your bank, and these are the following banks that such arrangements can be made to make your payment online. Bank of St. Vincent, Republic Bank, First Caribbean International Bank, and St. Vincent Cooperative Bank. Those entities are undertaking online payments. You make an arrangement with them, and that you can also so do that. I know various entities will be moving to an online platform for payments, such as an app, etc., but those are in the workings, and as time go by, I'm certain the individual institutions will make it publicly known for customers for which you can undertake such an exercise.